Dance Hub Student of the Week show. I'm Brian Hankins, and today we have Anne-Marie LaPiccolo Bishop, competitive pro-am dancer and longtime salsa dancer. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brian.
So, normally I start with people's dance history, but because we know each other so well, I figured I would at least start with some fun stories that help set the stage for you as a dancer.
Okay.
So, I remember a long time ago, one of my Dance Hub holiday parties, I think it was, we went out afterward dancing. And we were at a bar somewhere and it had like an open glass area, right? So the people from the street could see it.
This is after the Christmas party.
After the Christmas party,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
And I remember seeing guys like coming along the street, watching you dance, and they'd like look to their friend and they'd be like, hold my beer. And then they would come in and be like lining up to dance with you. So, true story, right?
It is a true story. It is a true story.
So, what is it about what you bring to dancing that's just luring people off the streets to dance with you?
It's fun.
Yeah?
You know, I just revel in the fun of it.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to have fun?
Yeah.
Right?
And I think I think it's true. It's fun, and I think though different people like project different energy when they're dancing, right? So one of the other things I noticed is when I was first dancing here, I was always like a little nervous to dance with you, and I think it's something about like your energy, like that you have when you're dancing. I don't know. This is
my just ooze magnificence.
I'm just trying to get your opinion on it though. What do you think? There's something to that, or do you think?
I mean, well, had you seen me dance before?
Yeah, I think I'd seen you dance before.
Because I think what a lot of times when people are new dancers, like
Maybe
they'll watch
right?
somebody and they'll say, "Oh, they're too good.
Yeah,
I can't ask them to dance. They're too good."
Yeah.
But I mean, like I almost never not accept an invitation to dance.
That's kind of
Somebody has to like hurt me in a previous dance for me to be like, yeah, no, I'm busy. I'm going to sit this one out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's always fun. It's a different experience with every partner that you have.
Yeah.
And everybody brings something different to that dance.
Yeah.
So I think that's, where people think like, oh, yeah, I'm not good enough to ask that person.
Yeah. I think there's some of that, and I feel like you're very comfortable with social dancing. So do you think a lot of that comes from spending a lot of time in it's like the salsa dancing world? I know you spent a long time there.
Yeah.
What did you learn from that world, or how is it say different from the ballroom dancing world?
I mean, there's very different focuses on what you're trying to teach in a lesson. When you go, I always took group lessons for salsa. I never did any private lessons for that, but I mean, basically you're trying to teach across a group of varied people whenever you're in a group class. But I feel like, in ballroom lessons, they work more in technique and, how to generate the movement, whereas in a salsa class, it might be a turn pattern or a specific piece to a specific song, how they might do like a little choreography to something like that.
But I guess even outside of like how it's taught, what did you learn from your experience of like going to salsa clubs and dancing, and like how did that make you a better dancer? What did you learn from that, if anything?
To follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm good at anticipating. I'm not good at following.
Yeah.
So when you have people of different levels, different backgrounds, you're not going to know every turn pattern that was taught because you didn't go to every class with them, right? So you're not able to anticipate what they're going to bring to that dance. So,
now, do you prefer like the social dancing world versus the competitive world? I mean, is there one or showcases like there's lots of different angles you could take your dancing.
Yeah, I enjoy all of them.
Okay.
They all give me something different.
Okay.
So
what do you get out of like the social versus out of like the competitive dancing?
Out of social dancing, that's just pure fun. You know, I mean, that's getting to meet new people, have new experiences, enjoy good music. It's just, that's fun.
Yeah.
And I enjoy watching like show dances, salsa show dances. Yeah. And that's a different experience than watching a ballroom show dance too.
Sure.
Participating in a show dance gives you that whole like, the good anxiety, the adrenaline that you get out of performing in front of people.
Sure.
I'm a competitive person, so I enjoy competitions because that gets that for me, you know. So there's different pieces of each of it that I enjoy. Yeah.
Now speaking about show dancing, I hear that you had a charity show dance that went bad. This was at a different studio. This is before she was at my
dance hub. No.
Can you tell us a little bit about what happened?
So So we had a group class where we were learning choreography to a specific song.
Yeah.
And so the intent was that we were going to go perform this at this charity event.
Yeah.
And it was a really cool charity event. It was downtown at the studio where they film the Chicago Med, Chicago PD, and all of that. And there were celebrities, and so I mean it was cool to go. So you're like, well, this is a big deal, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna perform, right? And so it's coming to the time when we're supposed to perform, and they're like, oh yeah, so there's like another dance team here, and they're actually gonna perform this song with you. And we're like, okay. So we go out to, we're on the floor, and we're in our like starting pose, right? We're like getting ready to go, waiting for the cue.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like 40 people like come onto the stage and start dancing different choreography than what we had, right? So I'm just like looking at all these people in front of us, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just gonna do what they are doing, because clearly there's more of them than us.
Yeah.
And so it was like doing a Zumba class or something, right? You're just like, look at the person in front of you, do what they're doing.
Follow in real time.
Yeah.
So that's hilarious. All right, so you've had some things that went bad in the past. How did you finally discover My Dance Hub then after some of these experiences?
Well, the professional dancer that I take lessons with now was a teacher at a studio that I'd been at before.
Okay, and then he moved here.
Yeah, he moved here. But I'd come here for like a group class or something like that one time before that. And I just really love the vibe here.
Yeah.
It's much more laid back than the studio I've been at before, and much more welcoming.
Yeah.
And, less pressure.
So is that what you feel like kind of keeps you here? Is it kind of the vibe, like the community, or what?
Yeah, it is. It's a great community. It really is. And I mean, I think that's like the greatest gift that I've gotten out of dance. Is my dance family, really.
Yeah. So it's the people you meet.
Yeah.
Along with like the skills and I guess some people do it for staying in shape and that kind of thing, moving the body.
Oh, yeah, I mean, all of those things are benefits.
Artistic expression. One of the other people I talked to earlier, that was a big part of what she was doing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think you realize that different people come to dancing for different reasons.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of we talked about earlier too. Just a good pro or a good teacher is like figures out what that student needs or wants, right? And then tries to teach. For that. What about, do you have a proudest dance moment where you feel like everything just went great or was awesome, or that you're really happy about looking back?
I mean, when I won Best of the Best, that was.
Tell us about that. So for people that don't know what that is.
So they have different levels, where they level people by age, and then you compete against people that are the same age as you. And then all the people that won their age group went against each other, and then whoever wins that is best of the best. The best.
That must be satisfying. You feel like all the hard work kind of pays off.
Yeah, that is. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, interesting. What's the hardest thing about dance for you? Is there something that you would maybe want to change about the ballroom world, or that just you struggle with, or?
I mean, you got to put in the work.
Yeah.
It's it's just like anything else that you want to excel at. You have to put in the practice.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's maintaining that balance of it being fun.
Yeah.
And having it be fun, but still putting in the work that you need.
Where are you on that side? So I've talked about that with a couple of other people, and some people really like to push really hard. And they're much more on the like, I'm competitive, I want my teacher to like break me down and push me, and other people are like, oh, I kind of want to have fun. I think
it's an ebb and flow. I cycle through that.
Yeah.
And you'll get through where you're like, finally, like, yes, I got this, man, I got it, like I nailed it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, let me show you this different, let me peel another layer off the onion of all the skills that here's another thing that you can add that would make it even better.
It is like there's a whole new level of stuff you didn't realize, like they're just waiting to tell you because you're not ready.
You're not ready for that.
Ready for that.
You're still a pattern learner. You're not a Jedi yet.
Then it's like you're ready to the next level. That's awesome. So you're a veterinarian.
Yes.
And it seems like I know a lot of veterinarians that dance. Is there any reason that would be, you think? Or is there a correlation? Is it just random?
Well, I think, it's a great way to burn off stress.
Yeah.
And being a veterinarian is a stressful job.
Sure.
And I think also the personalities that put you into that field, you have to be really a self-starter. You have to be really motivated.
Yeah.
A lot of type A people are going to be in veterinary medicine. And all of those personality qualities help you to excel in ballroom dancing too.
I see.
So I think, it's something, we like doing things that we're good at, so I think that, when you find something that clicks for you, then,
yeah. Do you have any like long-term dancing goals that you're shooting for, or do you plan far ahead?
That varies too,
Okay.
You'll like watch a performance and be like, I want to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Or I want to dance like that person. Or, you might have a piece of music that you hear when you're like, oh, I need to dance a cha-cha to that.
Yeah.
So there's always something, I think, to move forward to. And so it's always evolving.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And the goals kind of change as your life changes. Do you have a hard time fitting dancing into your life? Like, is it?
I'm a bit of a activity junkie. So, I mean, I have to make an effort to do it,
Yeah, to make it happen.
I run and I do boot camp and I do fit classes. So I just keep adding more activities that I'm addicted to. Yeah.
I guess some of those they sort of balance each other out, right? Like, so it
help.
helps if you're in shape. It makes dancing easier, and
working on your balance.
All that.
Yeah.
No, that makes total sense. If you could give advice to someone that's just getting started with dancing, what would you tell them?
To realize that it's a process, not a destination.
Yeah.
Because it's a good motivator to say, hey, I see this person, I want to dance like that.
Right.
But, it depends on where you start, on how long it's going to take to get there.
Right.
And, you go through like the layers of the
cycles,
onion, right? So you got to learn the basic first, and then you learn technique, and then you put those things together, and then, so.
Right, it's almost like you're sort of seeing the end result with them, or they're like way further down the road.
Right.
And you're like, oh, I got through these steps to get, you don't see the steps that they went through to get there. Or if it's someone that's like young, it's like, oh, well, you don't realize they've been dancing since they were like 4 or whatever, right? So I think there is something to that whole thing. Do you have a favorite way to relax when you're done dancing for the day?
I'll get my drink on. You know that.
I do know that.
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking of that, I heard that you've gotten to go to a lot of competitions, have fun. You even got to do a fun road trip.
Oh, I did.
To tell us about Nashville.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. A couple friends, and I decided that it would be a great idea to drive in his friend's Tesla. And
people with Tesla, they're so lucky.
They're
really the
so
best
lucky.
people.
It's such a wonderful experience.
It is.
So we had
some good friends.
Karaoke.
They have karaoke.
The unexpected part of it was the GPS of getting to the charging stations. Sometimes takes you through
like
the rarely traveled road. Where you're like,
we're gonna die here.
Yeah, we're gonna die here.
We did end up out in the middle of nowhere, but it was a fun trip, and I think. Some people look at the competitions and it's just like focused on the dancing, but it also can be like a fun way to explore a new place with friends.
Absolutely. I mean, the competition's the motivator that gets you there.
Yeah.
But it's only a part of the experience that you have.
Yeah. There's all these other parts.
Yeah.
Like, I think Nashville is great because it's just a good. This is obviously pre-COVID, but it was a good music town, and
that was so much fun.
Yeah, it was like we were able to do the competition, and then we were able to enjoy the city. Go out dancing together in the evening.
Yeah. And
actually use some of the stuff that we were learning.
Yeah. And people are like, "Where are you from?"
We literally did have people ask where we were from.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't dance like that around here.
We don't dance like that around here. That could be taken good or bad. I'm not sure what they meant.
No, they said we were good.
It was positive. It was very positive.
Although I was a better dipper than you.
We're not. I was hoping we weren't going to get into that in this interview. Do you want to tell the story?
Oh, so I was partnered with Vicky,
yes,
and you were partnered with Colette, and we were dancing like a swing dance, right? Yeah. And so I was like, big finish, and you're like, all right, I got it. And we both dip at the same time, and then like you nearly drop Colette on your head.
Now listen, in my defense, I don't dip people that much, and Amory's been dancing like 5 years more than me. So this is an example of that's.
But I'm the dippy usually, not the dipper. So. Yeah.
Listen, somebody needs to teach me how to dip. That's all I'm saying. I never learned. That's the one piece that's missing. And I've learned 20 different dances, but we never really thought about dipping. One of these days.
Yeah, you gotta put that on your to-do list.
And of course, that's the one thing that gets videotaped, and so now it's like, we have this video of we're both doing the dip, and then Anne-Marie's always like, "What's wrong with your dip?" This is what you get to look forward to if you try dancing.
Exactly. Yeah.
What book or movie has had the most influence on you?
That is a funny question because I just had this conversation on Wednesday.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the book, The Art of Racing in the Rain.
That's one of the sad dog books, isn't it?
It is a sad dog book, but there's a lot of joy in it too. And I never really was a fan of NASCAR racing, and now I have a huge appreciation for race car driving because the main character is a race car driver.
Wait,
and that's
this one is like told from the perspective of the dog.
It's told from the perspective of the dog, and the love of racing is one of the things that they bond over.
Very cool.
And that was like one of the tearful moments.
I have a hard time reading like sad dog books. Like they make me sadder than almost anything else.
Yeah, because they're just like pure souls.
I know, man. That Marley and Me one.
Oh yeah, Marley and Me. That's tough.
That's tough. So Art of Race in the Rain. Okay.
It's even better though.
Even better, huh?
Even better. Yeah. Yeah. Highly recommend it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll see if I can handle it. I'll bring a box of tissues.
You do. I literally had a box of tissues, and my kids like walk in and they're like, "Are you seriously crying over a book?" Yeah, it's a really good book.
It's a good
you
book,
should read
right?
this.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
If you could put a message on a billboard for the world to see, what would it be?
What would it be? Live your best life now, man, because you never know what's coming.
You know what's funny? That has been a recurring theme of the interviews today, and I don't know if it's like because of the COVID, like the pandemic that we're in, or what. But a couple other people were both in that same live now because you just don't know.
Right.
I feel like it's getting everyone to think about that a little more than we were kind of like all like on
in our busy
autopilot mode.
Yeah, we were in our busy.
And everybody's like, "Oh, I gotta do what I want to do because this is crazy times."
Right. One way, I might not get a chance to do it again, so I should do what I want to do, like dance.
Like dancing.
Yeah.
Well, now we can't do a fun road trip to Nashville, but I'm glad we did it.
Absolutely.
It was fun.
There will be a time again.
There will be a time again.
Yeah.
Hold strong.
Yeah.
I think that's all the questions I have. Was there anything else you want to talk about before I wrap this up?
You did it.
We covered everything?
Yeah.
It was good?
That was wonderful.
Good. Well, I'll take us out.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Big finish?
Big finish.
This has been another episode of the My Dance Up Student of the Week. Until next time, do what you love and keep dancing.